Testing, 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 testing. Yeah, we here. We back. Yes, we're back. Shout out to everybody who was here earlier. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. I can't do this. Can I go to bed? Can I go to sleep? Can I have some rest? Y'all, Diddy has been arrested. Shout out to Big Tip. Shout out to Big Tip. This is not funny. I'm gonna need y'all to be serious, okay? Child, I can't. I just anyway. Lord have mercy.
Some major breaking news to tell you about. Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested, according to TMZ. According to the New York Times, he was indicted in New York by a federal grand jury and was just taken into custody in Manhattan. As we know, he's been the subject of an investigation for some time now, Marla.
Fox 11 was first on the scene, in fact, in March. Here's that shot from Sky Fox when federal agents raided his Holmby Hills. So this is connected to that raid. There was also a raid of his property in Miami. His team tonight, his attorney putting out a statement saying, quote, he is an imperfect person but is not criminal, and goes on to say that they are disappointed with the decision to pursue what they believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs.
So we're going to have a lot more on this throughout the night here on Fox 11.
Oh, so in other words, you're not going to sleep. That's what they're saying.
Some major breaking news to tell you about. Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested, according to TMZ. According to the New York Times, he was indicted in New York by a federal grand jury and was just taken into custody in Manhattan. As we know, he's been the subject of an investigation for some time now, Marla.
Fox 11 was first on the scene, in fact, in March. Here's that shot from Sky Fox when federal agents raided his Holmby Hills. So this is connected to that raid. There was also a raid of his property in Miami. His team tonight, his attorney putting out a statement saying, quote, he is an imperfect person but is not criminal, and goes on to say that they are disappointed with the decision to pursue what they believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs.
So we're going to have a lot more on this throughout the night here on Fox 11.
An unjust prosecution on P. Diddy Combs. I tell you, Big Tiff better watch out. Child, I can't. So this just happened like within the last 30 minutes or so, or at least people are starting to find out about it in the last 30 minutes or so. So, you know, you can trust TMZ. 648 PST is 6:48 So less than an hour. Diddy arrested and taken into federal custody in New York. Oh, Diddy. Y'all, did y'all see? I never even got a chance to say that the girl from Danity Kane ended up suing him too. Anyway. As a 7:13 PST, a law enforcement source tells TMZ the arrest was scheduled for Tuesday, but something happened that caused the feds to move in a day earlier. Was he out there talking to Russell? Maybe that's what it was. Russell said, bring your ass to Bali, child. You be all right. Diddy was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York Monday night, TMZ has learned. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him. We have unconfirmed reports the feds are searching his hotel room now. Damn! Diddy, you better not have been in there with somebody, child. We're told Diddy was taken to the FBI field office in Manhattan. This was from when they raided. We saw that. That's what those pictures are from. It appears the action was taken in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged trafficking and other offenses that led to search warrants being issued and executed at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami. Oh Lord, they just be wanting to make you look bad. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, tells TMZ We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur. With all this racism, how is that possible? I'm confused. How is that possible? Loving family man and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. Shout out to Diddy. Child, these lawyers, they be luring it up, don't they? Agnafilo adds, he is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. How soon before Cassie comes out and says something, y'all? To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the facts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. All righty. Oh, look, that's her. Wait. No, that's not her. All right. Let me see. Let's see these pictures, child. Let's launch the gallery of Diddy over the years. Oh, revolt. It sucks with what's her name on there. Oh, burn this picture, child. Burn this picture, child. All right, that's halfway decent. That hair look like it need a little line up there, Diddy. That picture always look crazy to me. It's always look crazy to me. Nice coat, though. Nice coat. I never really liked Sean John clothes. The shirts, but that's about it. What's going on with them eyes? Them teeth look like they fixed. Oh, come on now, man. Nice shirt, though. Fixed teeth. Where's Jennifer Lopez at? Oh, that's a nice look. BB, whatever that means. TJ, what you talking? He said when he started chilling with Ellen. Why? Ellen, what she do? Everybody's going down. This is still September, y'all. This is still September, damn it. Oh, no, sir. Oh, that makes sense. This is for me. That's totally for me. I should know better than that. Seriously, that's what I said. All right. Let's see what Rolling Stone has to say. Sean Combs arrested. So he has been arrested after grand jury indictment. Combs' arrest comes nearly a year after R&B singer Cassie filed an ex-trafficking and abuse lawsuit, and after the mogul's homes were raided in late March. It's been since March, April, May, June, July, August, September. It's taken 6 months to get here since the raid. They were already looking at it. Oh, Lord, it's taking this long. May 15, 2022. Oh, they ain't gonna let me read it. All right, let me see. Hold on. Child, this is crazy. Let's go to the New York Post. They always got something. Plus, it's New York. They should have some damn video. All right. Sean Combs. Oh, the ads. Arrested in New York City amid ex-trafficking. All right, so nobody really knows anything. Embattled rapper and hip-hop musician Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in New York City Monday night amid a federal investigation into Cassie reacts to Sean Diddy Combs AB. Oh, that's the old thing. His lawyer says it's unclear what charges the fallen star is facing, but the New York Times reported that the arrest follows a grand jury indictment. Combs has also been accused of a long pattern of DV against his former partner, R&B singer Cassie Ventura. She sued him in November, and the pair quickly settled, but a distressing video of him assaulting Ventura in a hotel hallway in 2016 recently resurfaced, prompting a new round of backlash. Well, I don't know what he was thinking any daggone way. So there she is, there he is, blah, blah, blah. Combs' Beverly Hills mansion was also raided by Homeland Security about 6 months ago. It's unclear what the agents were looking for during the March raid, but is believed to be part of an ex-trafficking investigation. Yep, seen that, been there, did that. Damn. You get all this and you fumble the bag, as people say. You get all this. That's not possible. Shout out to everyone who is here, but you colors, it's not possible with all this racism and white supremacy in order for you to be on the come up and make a lot of money and become a millionaire. It's just not possible. So I don't understand how Diddy was even able to do it. This is crazy. A source said the hip hop mogul has fully cooperated and voluntarily came to New York in anticipation of the charges. We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, working to uplift the Black community. We already heard that. He is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. He's not a criminal, okay? To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all of the facts. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I was sitting here making a video about Big Tiff, and then I get the text about this. So it's about damn time. Let's see what this says. So this is 10:01. What's been updated? 10:01 EST. Okay. Nothing new. They're going to be doing this all night. Until you see him come out. Like, who got it on video? That's what I want to know. Who has it on video? And when he was taken out. There's the timeline. Here's what we know about the allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. Oh, here it is. He was sued by Dawn Richard. Let's look at that. Child. She's another girl from Danity King. Diddy sued by ex-Making the Band member who claims he actually abused her and she witnessed horrifying violence against his girlfriends. Now, mind you, this just came out last week, okay? So this came out, this was published on September the 11th. So yeah, that was last week. Now, all this time with Cassie, all this time with Aubrey O'Day running off at the mouth, all this time, all this stuff. And she just waits until this week before, last week, 5 days ago. Sean P. Diddy Combs was slapped with yet another lawsuit from a woman who claimed the hip hop artist and music executive essayed her and that she witnessed him allegedly beating former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, according to a new report. Singer Dawn Richard, a participant on Combs' 2024 MTV show Making the Band, claimed the music mogul once broke into her dressing room and began groping her boobies and her ass, TMZ reports. During another incident, Richard said Combs demanded she come to his Miami home where he greeted her only wearing his underwear. A thong, no doubt. A thong, no doubt. Shout out to Blade in the building. I appreciate you, hon. He says starting up funding for Michonne's transition surgery to remove small piece. Stupid. I can't take you. A troll. Don't be like Dr. G. Don't be like Skinny Boy 20 Boy. Come on, Blade. Come on. Don't be like them. When she asked him to put on clothes, Diddy refused and yelled, "This is my effing house," according to the lawsuit. That's rude. Along with the alleged inappropriate behavior, Richard slammed Combs as an abusive man who once forced her to rehearse 48 hours at a time without sleep. Y'all, come on now. Stop this. 48 hours. Is that even possible? Child, ain't no amount of singing is going to be worth it to me to be up for 24 hours, let alone 48. But that's just me. The Grammy winner. Oh, she won a Grammy? Is that her? Ooh. Dawn Richard. That's oh, that is her. Wow. Hmm. The Grammy winner also allegedly locked her in the Grammy. Oh, he's the Grammy winner. Also allegedly locked her inside a car once for 2 hours as she screamed for help. She alleged in the lawsuit. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. The incident saw Richard's father travel from Baltimore to New York to free his daughter and confront Combs, threatening to report him to the police, the lawsuit claims. Combs allegedly warned Richard's father to consider his daughter's career if he called the cops. The lawsuit also echoed the abuse Combs allegedly inflicted on Ventura, who he has publicly apologized for attacking in 2016 after footage of the incident surfaced earlier this year. Richard was allegedly present when Combs first met Ventura in 2006, describing his behavior as predatory. Richard was allegedly present when Combs first met Ventura in 2006, describing his behavior as predatory. Why is it predatory? But you stayed to stay? Anyway. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you saw, but you still stayed and wanted to be a part of making the band, ma'am. Anyway. By 2009, Richard claimed she saw Combs high on drugs. Oh no, a musician that was high. Slam Ventura against the wall, choking her and dragging her up a flight of steps in his Los Angeles home. And you stayed? The singer also alleged that Combs once hurled a scalding pan of eggs at Ventura, screaming, "I've been asking you for my shit. I can't stand you, biatch. You never do it right." All that over eggs? Where's the chef? Where's the chef? So Cassie can't cook? Is that what we're getting out of this right now? What's that got to do with Dawn, though? During another incident, Combs allegedly struck Ventura in the face and attempted to strangle her, the lawsuit says. When Richard and other women came together to support Ventura's decision to leave Combs, the Grammy winner allegedly lashed out and threatened them, according to the legal filing. "Y'all biatches don't get in my relationship," Combs allegedly yelled. This is not funny. This is not funny. "Don't tell my biatch Cassie what she need to be doing." All right, so that's her back in the day. This is Dawn Richard making the band 2007, okay? And this says, by 2009, Richard claimed she saw Combs high on drugs, slam Ventura against the wall, choking her and dragging her up a flight of steps. So you've seen all this for all this time, and you still chose to stay. Okay. I guess, but when some people say they do what they do for money, like, you know, a YouTube channel, it's a fate worse than death. But Dawn wanted to stay with all the stuff that she saw, and everyone will have empathy and sympathy for her. Cassie, everyone will have empathy and sympathy for her because she left and she went back. Empathy and sympathy for her. You coloreds, I tell you. You coloreds, it's too much. Shout out to Live from New York. Thank you. Live from New York. Are you there? Did you see it? What you got on video? You eyes on the ground. Diddy about to snitch on everybody like Nino Brown from New Jack City. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me, child. We already know. That's what Big Tip is about to say as well, child.
I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
This is what he did to Cassie. It's not funny.
Cancel that bitch. I'll buy it.
This is Danny the King sitting at the table.
You're incapable of running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Child, this go along with him and go along with Big Tiff.
Leave me. You go, man. Get the fuck out.
Will Quill said slaves with access to passports. I don't know. Combs has yet to respond to the latest allegations against him. So this was last week when Dawn Richard filed a lawsuit. Oh, it says the lawsuit also suggested. Wait. Wait. He said, just make money and shut the F up. I end artists. I shelf careers. You could be missing. You just want to die today, he added. And y'all stayed? You don't know. You don't know the hold that he has. He has a lot of power. See, this be the problem. The first sign of craziness, when she said that she saw that he was allegedly predatory and she still stayed. Like, we don't see signs. Not we. Let me pull myself on up out of there. Y'all don't be seeing signs. Y'all just be ignoring the signs because of the money. I'm assuming allegedly the fame, all that's more important. What is the girl that he just had a relationship with? The city girl. I forget her name. She been quiet. Has anybody heard from Caresha? Has anybody heard a thing from Caresha? Not a damn thing. She got up, she slid on up out of there like she was moonwalking. She said, I ain't got time. She said, I ain't got time for your foolishness. She said, I'm out. Let me see. Shout out to Blade for another 5. Thank you, hun. He said, I'm sorry. I stand on the corner and show my legs. I stand on the corner and show my legs for money. That's what these people be doing. It's like, y'all do anything for money. Like, what? So we just ignore that. I don't ignore it. We're just going to ignore that. Do you know you're going to do certain things? There's certain things that come along with it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Diddy is right if he did and said all this, which he probably did. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. He probably said that. That makes sense. He's rich. He's powerful. Just like Weinstein. You think that you're on top of the world. You think you can do and get away with whatever the hell it is that you want to. And biatches will do anything for money, right? Say I'm lying. Not every, but enough. That's why OnlyFans is so popular. You out there showing it all, doing whatever in the name of money, but then it's far-fetched to think that you put up with all this for money. What's the difference? But now but people will turn around and try to say, oh, they need empathy and sympathy. Who? Choices, consequences, accountability. We all know that don't work though. We already know that don't work. Let's go over to, I had the shade room up. Hold on a second. There they are. Not that they got much going on. They said Breaking Diddy has been taken into federal custody in connection with alleged ST investigation, which is the same thing that this is the statement that the whatchamacallit said. So yeah, there ain't nothing new right now. Let me see if this Neighborhood Talk got to say. Diddy has been reportedly taken to federal custody in New York after grand jury indictment. Who in New York besides woke live from New York? Who in New York? Quellman says, so let me get this straight. Diddy is a rich pookie. Probably, I guess you could call him that. So is Weinstein. So is Harvey Weinstein. But y'all, why don't people stay with them? That career is that important? I know that's not what I'm supposed to say, but is being famous and being rich that important? Like your self-respect, like you're willing to do anything? No, that song, what people do for money. That's a real song. Oh my God, that's a real song. Let's not act like people don't. We know. Just because people don't want to acknowledge it, don't make it not true. You know what I'm saying? But they want to act like people are so innocent and they don't be knowing. Child. Anyway. Listen, Michelle, you going on down there? You gonna get the tea? You gonna get the tea, child? She said, I'm late from the NYC. You in the NYC? Oh, y'all gotta let us know what's going on. Here, hold on a second. Let's go to CNN, child. 2-minute read, updated at 10:47. It is now 10:51. They don't know nothing else. Let's see. Oh, they got video? Let's see. Be a commercial come up.
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Summit.
Yeah, we know. It's always a commercial. Come on. This is going to be all night. Not me. I'm just saying this is going to be going on all night. We'll be live streaming in the morning, though, clearly. I should be in the bed I was doing after work. And here I am. Oh, Lord. Now I got to do this after work. This is crazy. It's a long-ass commercial. Hey, Fido.
For life with pets, there's Chewy.
We have some breaking news tonight as we can now report here at CNN that the embattled musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs has now been arrested. That's according to the mogul's attorney and what they are telling CNN tonight. According to a source, Combs was arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening. He is right now being processed. The charges are unclear at this time, and an attorney for Combs tells CNN, quote, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs." CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister is with us right now. Elizabeth, what can you tell us about this arrest tonight?
Wagmeister.
We don't have many details at this moment, but just hearing from his attorney directly that he has been arrested, I am hearing that even his attorneys are not clear on what these charges are at the moment, but he was arrested tonight in a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. And of course, we know that this comes after months and months of this mogul having an immense fall from grace. He has 10 civil suits against him, many of which include very disturbing allegations of sexual assault, of drugging. It's important to note that Combs has denied most of these allegations, but you'll remember a few months ago when we broke that video of Combs violently beating his ex-girlfriend Cassie in the hallway of a Los Angeles hotel room, and that came after he had denied many allegations that were in her lawsuit. I want to remind our viewers that that lawsuit came out in November of 2023, and ever since then it has been a constant domino effect. We heard at the time that Diddy was the target of an investigation. We learned that that investigation was tied to sex trafficking. And months later, we exclusively broke at CNN that a grand jury, that this was presented to a grand jury and that they were prepping accusers to speak with that grand jury.
Yeah. All righty then.
A Chewy order is on.
That's the end of that. Shout out to CNN and Wagmeister. Academics is live. Let me acknowledge our woke quill. Thank you, honey. Said, I think Diddy did some wild-ish worth jail time, but I think it's a lot of willing participants playing victim now. I agree with you. Trying to sell soul twice, in my opinion. I absolutely agree with you. It's always somebody else's fault. Like, just like what we just showed with Dawn. You got signed in, but you stayed. Like, what are you doing? You saw the signs and you stayed. I'm just saying. And Diddy is absolutely Generation X. Y'all, stop this. He is absolutely Generation X. Stop this. He's like 1 year older than me. Shout out to Blade with another 5. Thank you, honey. Said in a Manhattan hotel. Should have said, I ain't Diddy. I'm a that man, he could have said he was a Haitian. He belonged in Springfield. That may have worked. Oh, no. We ain't shit, okay? Let's see what academics knows.
They might have just got a call. Yo, yeah, we were going to do it tomorrow, but bring that nigga in or bring that nigga downstairs. Who knows? He might be at a penthouse somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They're not like fucking, you know what I mean? In some people's situation, they would be fucking kicking through the windows. But now that clearly Diddy knows that he was on an investigation, I'm pretty sure it was a very formal type of situation. Yo, we have a warrant for your client's arrest, and I'm pretty sure it was peaceful, right? I'm pretty sure it was peaceful. Apparently, okay, he swooped into so Diddy was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York Monday night. TMZ has learned. Sources tell TMZ that Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday. Now, you know what's funny?
What?
Homeland Security is like HSI works with FBI and local authorities, and then they also deputize a lot of like NYPD officers. You know, they do a lot in the Southern District of New York. And it's funny because when you think of Homeland Security, you're like, God damn it, how much fucking is Diddy doing that? When you hear Homeland Security, you're like, God damn, that nigga's dick must be something.
Woo, Lord! Viewer discretion is advised, child. Viewer discretion is advised. Who knew? Oh my God. Oh my God. Who knew? But I be thinking the same thing though, child. How much sex does one need? Like, what more could you do? When is enough enough? It's not like women wouldn't be willing to do it willingly. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can't find women that are willing to do it willingly. So what's the force for? F it. That biatch want to go? There's another one that's ready to come. You know what I'm saying? Say I'm lying. I know these biatches will do anything for a couple of bucks.
Him. We have unconfirmed reports. The feds are searching his hotel room. Okay, yeah. So basically, they hit him with an arrest warrant and a search warrant. Again, we're told Diddy was taken into the FBI field offices in Manhattan. It appears that the action was taken in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offenses that led to search warrants being issued being issued and executed at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami. As we reported, a grand jury has been hearing testimony from various accusers over the last few months. Anything more to add? Okay, Diddy's attorney did speak. Let me see is there anything else? Okay.
There's nothing else.
Ooh, here we go. Another update. Remember, they were supposed to lock him up tomorrow, but
they did.
My boy Myron, just on time, my boy.
Yeah, I'll jump on your stream in a little bit to talk about this.
Okay, yeah. I'm in Discord, so just hit me anytime.
All right, bro. Let me log into my Discord and I'll find you. Can you text me your username and I'll jump on and we'll chop it up.
Yeah, you don't remember Discord? Well, I see you on Discord.
Myron, y'all.
I don't know if you're on the same computer. Are you?
I'm gonna be on a different computer when I go live.
Okay.
You know what? Let me look at my Discord right now and see if I can find your account and just take a quick picture and have my guy add you from there.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, give me a few minutes and I'll jump on and we can talk about this for sure.
Okay, perfect.
All right, bro. Bye.
All right. Again, Myron Gaines, if you guys don't know,
we know
the First and Fit podcast, but he was a former federal agent. Did tons of arrests.
Hold on. We'll be back to you in a second. Is this it? Why is it all these mugshots? I don't know which one is real. This is a stock photo from Amazon. He was arrested before. Is this now? Yo, I can't tell. Let me go to Twitter. And Twitter is not something that I can just bring up. You cannot trust Twitter for shit. Okay? You can't. You just never know what's going to come up. Hold on. Because you know they over here. Hey, Usher brought out Lil' Kim. Hey. Damn, Lil' Kim, you're a mess. Anyway. So, of course, Diddy is trending on Twitter. All right. I'll take you over here to Diddy. You got to be careful over here, child. Diddy was arrested Monday, Manhattan, following grand jury. We know that. NBC, Columbus. I'm so hurt they just arrested Diddy. Well, this guy's the feds have been having in custody. I don't care about that. Sean was taken into federal custody in New York City on Monday night. Multiple sources tell ABC News. Arrested by Homeland Security. Officials at a Midtown hotel. What's the name of the hotel? Late Monday, law enforcement sources, I'm sure that's supposed to be sources, arrested in Manhattan following indictments. That's from the Daily Mail. This is when he had his post up there. That's a mess over here. I can't take it. Oh, Cat Williams.
We don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. It's God's side and the other side.
I'm gonna need Cat Williams to take it back because this is too much. Y'all, this is too damn much. I can't do it.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honig. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney, they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week. And here's a statement that I have from his attorney. He says, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." He goes on to say that he is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, better known as the singer, her stage name, Cassie. Now, up until this point, when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
And Ellie, not a huge amount of information available tonight, but Elizabeth brought up something that I want you to give us a little bit of insight into. Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged against Sean Combs. But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution. The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now, as to what happens next, there will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple of days, but usually in the SDNY, you try to do it the next day, there will be an arraignment, meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So
what if they made him stay in jail like they did Young Thug? OMG. That would be crazy. Russell told you, child. Russell told you, child. Allegedly. I don't know nothing. I know nothing.
These are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours. And finally, Abby, with respect to the charges themselves, it's important to note, we've all seen that video, but assault and sexual assault are not federal crimes. Those are prosecuted in state court. So what I expect to see when we see this indictment is some sort of crime with some element of organization to it, sex trafficking, something along those lines, if it's based on some of the allegations we've heard.
And of course, back in March, his homes in LA and in Miami were raided. All of this leading up to this moment. Elizabeth and Ellie, a lot more to this story will be coming up in the coming days.
Child, why is this lady so boring? Why is she so boring? Oh my God, she always talking like she's asleep. Let's see what this white lady got to say. I forget her name. What is this lady's name, child? Shout out to the white people. No shade, but child, I can't do it. Banfield, is that her name? Over there with Chris Cuomo.
Times is reporting that Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested. Let me repeat. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs has been arrested. Let me tell you what I do know, and it ain't much at this point.
Is she getting her Kamala on right now? Did this lady just code switch? That's racist. Did this lady just code switch? Y'all know damn well this woman don't talk like that. Whatever her name is, we know daggone well this lady does not talk like this. She got her Kamala on.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
You better be careful. Don't lose your job over this mess, ma'am.
Arrested in Manhattan this evening. Grand jury indicted him according to a person familiar with the indictment, not authorized to speak publicly. The charges in the indictment not immediately clear, but you know that there's been this massive federal investigation, right? They raided his home in Los Angeles. They raided his home in Miami, much of it after a civil suit from his former girlfriend, Cassie, who, by the way, he settled within a day. And then after that, video came out showing him beating her to a living pulp in a hotel. But a lot of the allegations in the lawsuit that, you know, Cassie had actually filed against him provided, I think, some meat on the bones for the feds. But the New York Times saying that this happened, they don't have a lot more information than this. We are also trying to confirm this, but I can tell you that his attorney has made a statement, and let me read it to you because I think it confirms what the New York Times is reporting, and it's this. And it's Mark Agnifilo, his attorney. Quote, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide." And he looks forward.
Child, this ain't no Billy Joel. She talking about an innocent man. Child, this ain't no Billy Joel. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. Shout out to Coonley. Thank you. Always good to see you, Coonley. Thank you so much. He said Cat Williams, the prophet. Wow. Cat Williams. I'm going to need him to take it back. Take it back, Cat. Take it back. Even though the year's almost over, don't let him come back, Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Jay Gray up in here. Thank you, honey. He said, Bubba, come here, Diddy. Take that. I hope they don't keep him in there like Young Thug, child. Woo, Lord. Uplift the Black community. That's what they said. You know how the colors do, child. You know how the colors do. Let's go back over to academics. Viewer discretion is advised with academics, y'all. Viewer discretion is advised. Who's this boy?
I didn't say anything. So, you know, I asked him again, where was the money? And he put his hands up. And then he just I don't know, we caught eye contact, then he like grabbed the gun, and it was kind of like a struggle, and I pulled the gun back from him, and then I fired 3 times.
Is this Shine? And let me just say that they put this on Vlad. You Negroes love Vlad.
Because I didn't see anything on, you know, I just fired. I fired 3 times, and then I went after I fired the gun. I kind of just like ran back to the bicycle that I had on the side. I got on it. He kind of came after me.
Maybe this is somebody else. I don't know who the hell this is, but that's what he over here is showing, child. I don't know what this is. They're saying in the comments that it's something different. Let's talk. Let's see what
Listen, stop touching me. What are you talking about? Stop touching me. Hey, what's up? That's crazy. Where Carisha? Where Carisha and them? No Diddy.
Did they say no Diddy to Diddy?
Why are all those women around him? I don't understand. He's a bad person. He can't be trusted. He does things to women. Why are all those women around him?
Somebody get Christian Combs. Where is he?
He's on his way to get his
Now, here's the interesting part about it. I do believe that if we go by the civil suits, let me just finish playing this.
Yo, stop fucking playing with me. Back the fuck up. No, well, guess who's not? Watch how I won't.
Now, one of the interesting things about this is that, you know, remember I'm telling y'all, this is a RICO case.
Mm-hmm.
Now, shout out to my man, and I don't know if I could get him on here. I'm gonna hit Kodak's lawyer. I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him on here, because here's the thing too. As I said about if they're gonna hit him with a RICO, if you're gonna hit Diddy with the RICO, hold on 1 second. I'm tweeting out his damn link real quick. I don't know if I didn't tweet it out yet. Sorry.
All right, you taking forever. Let's hear news live now, Fox, child.
We do have some breaking news we want to report to you out of the world of entertainment. We're getting this in from TMZ. Alex Michelson there at Fox 11 in Los Angeles has it in.
Oh, what you mean on the regular news? Allegedly, his twin girls are done. What you mean? What you mean? Tell me what you mean by that.
This tweet here that Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested after being indicted by a grand jury in New York. That's according to the New York Times, also according to TMZ as well here. It's not immediately clear what charges he is facing. So this is quite significant here. I want to just show you some file footage of Diddy over the years. Now, TMZ has an update saying that a law enforcement source is telling them the arrest was scheduled for Tuesday, but something happened that caused the feds to move in a day earlier. So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Yeah, Paul, they probably, allegedly, I know nothing, this is all conjecture. They heard a call between him and somebody in Bali, and they said, get that nigga, okay? Oh, Channel 7 in New York. Let me let this play. Channel 7 in New York.
Also, TMZ says we have unconfirmed reports the feds are searching his hotel room. They were told that Diddy was taken to the FBI field office in Manhattan. So you will remember that earlier this year, you remember these scenes over his homes in both Miami and there, as well in Beverly Hills, where those search warrants were issued and those searches of his properties were given, and they were executed there at his homes as part of these ongoing criminal investigations into alleged sex trafficking. Now, at the time, it was very unclear what the search warrants referred to there at the time. But according to TMZ, the arrest tonight is in connection with those searches. And you remember at the time that we were over this story for a very long time that day earlier this year. I'm trying to get an exact date from my producer to jog my memory. March the 25th. So March 25th, the same day, 2 of Diddy's residences were searched by federal law enforcement there in Beverly Hills and his home in Miami in connection to what we knew at the time.
Yes, it says I'm looking for stuff, and it says Puffy is 54 and will be 55 this November the 4th. What a way to finish life off, child.
Was an alleged federal sex trafficking investigation. And you remember these scenes, his mansion there in the Holmby Hills and his mansion there in Miami. So this is breaking right now. We are working to get more details. We are working to get more people on the line to help us make sense of what exactly happened today. But all we know right now is that Diddy has been arrested in New York. The New York Times and TMZ both have it. I have it up here at the New York Times. They say this, I'm reading from their piece, that Sean Combs, the music mogul whose career has been upended by sexual assault lawsuits in a federal investigation, was arrested in Manhattan on Monday evening after a grand jury indicted him. Now, this is important. At the time, we brought on legal affairs journalist Megan Cuniff, who is based in Los Angeles, and she noted at the time, back in March, that it looked like these warrants were approved by judges in New York, which led Megan Cuniff to believe at the time that maybe the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York.
Child, he reading too damn slow. He trying to make this last. Let's go to Instagram, child, because he get on my nerves. So Hollywood Unlocked, child. Diddy taken into federal custody in New York amid FBI ex-DRUG trafficking investigation. Their caption reads the same stuff, basically. According to TMZ, Diddy was just taken into federal custody in New York after a grand jury indictment. The site reports that the mogul was taken into the FBI field office in Manhattan, and that it appears the move was in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into the alleged ex and DRUG trafficking offenses, which led to the search warrants and raids executed at his home in LA and Miami earlier this year. I'm gonna read the comments. Excuse me. Read the comments, but let me go through this montage they got here. So this is from I think this is from TMZ. So we know what the attorney said. Diddy's a good man. How dare you do this? He's such a good man. Oh my God. Then that girl, who this girl? Oh, that's 50 Cent. Oh, 50 Cent. You know he gonna have something to say. This is baby mama Daphne, whatever. Another one who wanted to be down with Diddy regardless of everything she had to do because she needed to make that money. Okay. You know, you got 50 Cent is your baby at G Eddie, and you effing around with dad going Diddy and still not happy, child. Federal grand jury in New York considers criminal case against Diddy. That's back in July. Child, we've been dealing with this for a while. Diddy's electronics were seized back in March by federal agents. That's how they found that video of Cassie, allegedly, I believe. Diddy's private plane makes a stop in Antigua as feds conduct stateside raids. Was he there when I was there? Diddy, were you there? Diddy's Los Angeles, Miami home was raided by federal law back on March the 25th, 2024. That's the last time I feel like was the big thing. So what's the black saying? Somebody get Cat Williams on the phone now. Cat, I need you to say nothing else, Cat Williams, nothing else. 50's about to have a field day. Yes, 50 Cent about to have a field day. Only ones losing here are his children. It's unfortunate that they have to deal with this, especially the young girls. Yeah, well, that's for him to have been thinking about, honestly. And everybody else's kids, but nobody thinking about these kids, y'all. Nobody ever thinking about these kids. They can lock them up, but not Trump, who has more felonies. They're going to find a way to bring Donald damn Trump into it, child. If that's the only thing they're going to do.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
What does this have to do with Donald Trump? Not a damn thing. You coloreds, can you please stop? Can you just stay on task, please? Sheesh. Finally get a break from that bullshit, and y'all want to bring that bullshit into it. I see they are leaning on Jay-Z's next Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. Why isn't... Oh, child. Can't take it. Why they put Tupac up? What's going on? Why is everything that was done in the dark coming to the light? Oh, profound. Cat. 50. September has been active AF and we're only halfway in it. That I agree with. This September has been the worst September ever. We are only halfway through. Today is the 6th. We only halfway through September. Lord. Took them long enough. I agree. Now all we need is Big Child. When Big Tiff goes down, I'm already off tomorrow. This just happened to have worked out. Look at the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Take me to the King. Truth is, I'm tired.
Listen. When Big Tiff goes down, which hopefully is during a meeting, I'm taking off. Okay? Because that's what I'm waiting for. All y'all celebrating the downfall of a black man, I'm not surprised. Can we ever stay on task? Can we ever do anything as one ever? Oh, God. Now, this is a woman, Sinclair Optics. So now a woman is cutting for you crusty, dusty, musty, rusty, ashy bums. But 2 seconds from now, as soon as Cassie comes on, support all women! Believe all women! Say I'm lying. I can't take it. It's too much. Let me see. Did Myron get on here yet? Uh-oh. He got 50 Cent over here.
Niggas want to holler at him.
Wow.
You know, and it's the reality of the situation, man. Don't need me to tell you.
So
I mean, if he'll tell you himself what happened in Miami, stay in Miami. Well, you know, it's not even open season on Diddy. Like, I don't know who he's talking about because he didn't say my name.
Right, he didn't say your name, so.
Right, but I feel like that's the way I feel about him. I feel like he's, at the end of the day, whoever's around him, this is the final notice, the final note. Because they'll suck the life out of him like everybody else that he's been around. Man, I don't know. I know. Check this out. On the up and up, the pup, like he called, we should kick it on telephone after the match. And matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures of this girl, like.
All right, so you know Aubrey O'Day would have something to say. Hey, look at me rhyming, child. So this is her story. Child, look at this woman. Child, look at this woman. Why?
Hi guys, I'm filming still. Trying to get this microphone out. Pull. Here, I'll lift you, pull.
Well, I'm gonna pull it that way because it's smaller on this end.
Okay. Hi, love you guys. Miss you. Glam check.
Does she think she still looks young or something? Does she think she just looks like she's like, what is the word? Made up? She looks like she's being pulled, like the face is being pulled and the injections are being put in. You don't look like a real person. You look like, honestly, a blow-up doll. I think a blow-up doll. The hair. This is Spider's makeup and weaved up too, y'all. That hair is not hers. It's his add-ins. It's add-ins. And of course, you see all the add-ins in the mouth, the add-ins in the cheeks. Like, deflate yourself, child. If you get a flat in your face, then what you gonna do? Well, she gonna look crazy. She gonna look crazy, child. Girl, why aren't you singing somewhere? Since you the singer, why ain't you singing somewhere?
Hey guys, I'm filming still. Trying to get this microphone out. Pull. Here, I'll lift you, pull.
Well, I'm gonna pull it that way because it's smaller on this end.
Okay. Hi, love you guys. Miss you. Glam check. Love you.
So 9 minutes ago, child. The purpose of justice is to provide an ending and allow us the space to create a new chapter. Women never get this. I feel validated. Today is a win for women all over the world, not just me. Things are finally changing. So things are finally changing in your life after all these years because Diddy has finally been arrested. Imagine your whole life being based off of one person. Your whole life is revolved around one person. If your singing was so great, where the hits at? I'm just trying to understand, what the hell does Aubrey O'Day do besides care about what Diddy does? I'm just asking. That's her main focus in life. It's always been her main focus in life. Why didn't you just go on with your daggone career? I know he stopped her from doing it, I'm sure. He made her career stop. You certainly out here running off at the mouth, so you're clearly not scared. So I'm still a little confused. Aubrey O'Day be running off at the mouth. So I don't understand. I'm just confused. But what the hell do I know, child? What the hell do I know? Anyway, let me see. What else is going on? Let me see what Ack is talking about. I thought Myron was coming on since he's former. Isn't Myron like a former CIA or something?
The charges are coming down. We probably know what they're going to do, and we can talk about that next. So he's looking at it like, I need to be out on bond to fight this case, right? I don't want to be, in jail during the proceedings. So he wants to be out on bond. So I think the way his team angled it was they're going to be cooperative. Anytime you travel, they let him know, etc. Hey, we're intending to do this. We're intending to do that. Hey, a matter of fact, I'm going to be in New York so I can be close to you guys because it's HSI in New York that did this in the Southern District of New York, which is one of the most aggressive prosecutorial offices in the country.
Hey, by the way, are they, I don't know how they score efficiency, but like, it feels like that they almost get the most amount of cases or high profile cases, especially
some of the most high profile cases. They were responsible for indicting the mafia in the 1980s, right? With Paul Castellano and these guys back in the day, John Gotti, they went after them. Rudy Giuliani famously went after them. They did the 6ix9ine case. They did the Casanova case. A lot of the big hip hop cases out of New York get indicted out of Southern District of New York. So it's a big district, and they're one of the most aggressive at USA's offices, one of the most prestigious. So he's like, look, I know the indictments are coming down. I'm going to go ahead and cooperate. And I'm going to put myself in New York. So if you guys have access to me, any questions, etc. And obviously they indicted him and he was right there. So I think the play from his legal team was, hey, we're going to make a case that when the indictments do come down, when we go to your initial appearance and we try to get bond, they're going to give you out on bond because you've already shown that you're not a flight risk. The two biggest things that they look for whenever you're doing your bond hearing are you a danger to the community and are you a flight risk? Obviously, by him saying, yo, I'm cooperating and I'm doing whatever, he's going to probably surrender his passport. He's not going to be a flight risk. And then as far as like a danger to community, he can make the argument, I'm not a danger to the community, etc. So more than likely, I predict he's probably going to get bond, which is why he's been so cooperative in the first place. And him and his legal team have probably been coordinating with the United States Attorney's Office.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Still a million things to unpack. First of all, we've seen even foreign criminals, El Chapo. We've seen those people being taken into custody. Obviously, that the level of the risk of flight risk clearly changes when you're an international suspect versus one like Diddy, who, as you said, is cooperating. But
yeah, if you're a foreign national and no status in the United States, it's an automatic detention. Okay. Every single time. Automatic detention. You don't get you would need the only way that you wouldn't get you would get bond as a foreign national with no status in the United States is the HSI agent would need to parole you, which wouldn't make sense. They would never do that. So because that would mean that you're probably cooperating, but if you're in jail at some point, like it just wouldn't happen 9 out of 10 times. So if you're an illegal alien with no status, automatic detention.
Okay. Remember, we're talking.
Shout out to Kanar with the funniest comment. You know Ben Crump ain't got nothing. Ain't no white man in sight. Any white men in sight? Only if the oppressor pushes Puffy will Ben Crump come through. That's funny.
Probably think it is, but
right into it. So this is what's going to happen. He got arrested by HSI in New York, which for those that are wondering, I used to be an HSI agent out of Laredo, Texas. You know, I've been to the New York field office a couple of times. You know, I'm very familiar with that office. They're, you know, obviously a big office. They do a lot of big cases. They were intimately involved in the R. Kelly case. They actually were the ones that did the 6ix9ine case. So HSI in New York is definitely a powerhouse, and so is that U.S. Attorney's Office. So I'm not surprised they aggressively pursued this. But this is what's going to happen. He got indicted. He got arrested, right? Mm-hmm. They probably got the true bill today, this afternoon sometime. They went to go pick him up at the hotel. What's going to happen is he's going to have his initial appearance in front of a magistrate judge tomorrow, probably in Manhattan. When he's there, they're going to unseal the indictment and they're going to hit him with the charges. I predict it's probably going to be sex trafficking and racketeering because, and I could talk about why it's going to be racketeering here in a second, but he's going to go to his initial appearance in front of a magistrate judge. That magistrate judge is going to assign him to a district judge because he's been indicted. So now his case is going to go to a district judge for his initial appearance because it's mandatory by law that you go see a judge within 24 to 72 hours of you being arrested. So he's going to get the charges read to him that are on the indictment. He's not going to actually enter a plea. It's an initial appearance only. They're going to tell him he has the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to ask, hey, what does the government want to do as far as like his bond, which I'm assuming him and his legal team are probably posturing to try to get him released on a bond tomorrow is what I'm assuming, which is why he's been so cooperative and flew up to New York and kind of made himself available to the feds because he knew that this indictment was imminent.
Okay. Do you believe that magistrate judge, which is going to be tasked with the initial appearance, do you think that, again, we're talking high profile case, it's a lot of man hours, a lot of money. Do you think that they are prepared to deal with a potential bond application or a bond, almost initial appearance to listening to bond tomorrow, or it's something that they will probably put off to another date?
I think they'll probably kind of figure it out tomorrow. I think the whole purpose of him cooperating with the government the way he has was for this very moment so that he can get bond. And if he doesn't get it on this one, there'll probably be a bond hearing shortly thereafter, maybe a couple days after, where they just will strictly have a bond hearing because he's not going to be entitled to what's called a preliminary hearing to establish probable cause because he's been indicted by a grand jury. So the next step is going to be the arraignment, which is where he's actually going to formally enter his plea. And obviously there's going to be a potential bond hearing if they need it. But I think more than likely he's either A, going to get the bond tomorrow, or B, there'll be a bond hearing specifically for that where his attorneys are going to argue on his behalf and say that he's not a flight risk or a danger to the community, which are the two main prerequisites to, get yourself bond. He'll probably surrender his passport if he hasn't already. And yeah, but I predict he's probably going to get out on bond, which is why he's been so cooperative with them in the first place.
Okay. All right. So let's deal with some, minute details. And I know you've been there where you're the main case agent and you've gotten a case, you've presented it. And I don't know, maybe worked it up, maybe your chain of command, but eventually.
All right. So we know this is Myron. He's talking to former Homeland Security dude or whatever. So this is actually good to hear from him. At least he got something to offer, child. Shout out to Dark Side Harley Girl. Thank you so much, hon. She said, did he do something wrong? You ain't shit, okay? And I love it. Thank you so much. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Share the stream.
They had to do it today. In your experience, what was this like? Again, obviously you're saying that you believe that there was a presentment today, that the true bill of indictment came through. So they're aware of it. What do you think could have changed the circumstances? You just, again, we're spitballing. We don't know everything, but you're probably the best person we could ask.
So I can explain that. So, So I guess I could talk about the case agent perspective, then we'll go into the indictment. So for the audience that's wondering, because they might not understand some of these terms. So guys, the case agent is the agent or the special agent in this case that's going to be responsible, that's running that investigation, right? He's running the case. He's coordinating directly with the U.S. attorney, right? The AUSA, Assistant United States Attorney, that's doing the case. And they're kind of working together. Now, the feds work a lot differently than the state. And what I mean by this is the special agent and the prosecutor are on the phone like almost every day. They become like best friends because you don't have the same level of authority, counter to, what people think, right? Common to belief, what people think is, people think, oh yeah, feds have all this power, etc. The reality is the feds don't have that much power. We don't have the same authority to do probable cause arrests like state and locals do. State and local finds you on the car, right? And you're drinking and driving, you had a DUI or whatever. They can just go ahead and
Girl, who's crying? Let me get on over to TikTok while Myron is talking, because if I see one person crying, I'm gonna report them.
XYZ, I want to go ahead and prosecute this case, which rarely happens with probable cause arrest. Most cases at the federal level are done by indictment, as you guys are seeing here. And I can explain that whole process if you want me to. But regardless, Diddy in this case was indicted. So that means that this agent went in.
Wait, hold on. You're giving some new information I didn't know. So
okay.
This
is pretty extensive. So stop me wherever you need to.
Yeah. Okay. So you just explained what most people, because again, when we hear the feds, it's like the boogeyman, right? So like that's just super different, right? So for example, yeah, if a local police pulls you over this and third, and they have probable cause, they could just arrest you and hit you with the charges when they get to the station, whatever the case is, right? Yep. But you're 100%. Saying that the feds don't move like that.
No, they don't. And the reason why, right? So I'll give you guys a perfect example. When I was on the Southwest border, right? Mm-hmm. Someone comes in, tries to smuggle drugs through the port, Customs and Border Protection arrests them, right? Detain them because they got the drugs right then and there. Mm-hmm. They call HSI. I show up. I seize the drugs. I take the individual. I call the prosecutor. I say, look, we got him here with 10 kilos of coke at the bridge. He's confessed, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to write up a criminal complaint. Are you guys going to accept prosecution? Yeah, we got you. Boom. Okay. So I take him, drop him off at the jail, go back to the office, write up my criminal complaint, send it to the AUSA. He sends it to the judge. Next morning, I'm there, swear to it, sign it, blah, blah, blah. And then, that was a probable cause arrest in that case. That doesn't happen often at the federal level. Oh. Most of the time, you're doing a long-term investigation. You're working hand-in-hand with the prosecutor, which is why they're close, like I explained before. And you're building up a case that might take months, if not years, to build up. And on top of that, you had to go to the AUSA prior and say, look, I'm doing this investigation. This is the target. This is the organization, blah, blah, blah. You got to sell it because AUSAs have a lot of discretion which cases they take and which cases they don't take. They might say, hey, that's not good enough for us. Go ahead and take it to the state. We're not going to go ahead and take that. So probable cause arrests aren't as common at the federal level. You typically have to go through an AUSA and get indicted after a long-term investigation. That's why the feds don't have the same arrest authority as the state and locals do. State and locals can arrest you all day if they see you with drugs or they see that you're drunk or disorderly conduct, whatever the fuck it may be. They have a lot more power with probable cause arrest because district attorney's offices are a lot more flexible than United States attorney's offices. Does that make sense?
No, it makes absolute sense. And by the way, you're giving us information that we would have not known, because I think a lot of times when we think of law enforcement, we think, obviously we hear about 97% conviction rate when it comes to the feds, but we think pretty much law enforcement is law enforcement. We're just thinking that's the prosecutor's office. Okay, cool.
That's precisely why they win so many cases, because the AUSAs have such discretion. They don't take cases unless, like, put it this way, AUSA is not going to indict you 99% of the time unless they're not sure they're going to win at trial. Like when I used to come in with my grand jury packet to indict somebody, it wasn't just for indictment or probable cause. The AUSA was like, I need enough where if we went to trial tomorrow, we would win. So the feds don't mess around with that because they have such discretion. That's why they have such high conviction rates, is because when they indict you, they're already ready for trial, ready to go. So Diddy's finished. Yeah, dude, it's a wrap.
Oh, okay. So,
damn, Diddy's finished. It's a wrap.
So this is the best source anyone could have it right now. And by the way, thank you, Myron. And by the way, Fresh, what up, my nigga?
What up, bro? Yeah, this is my office. Like, I worked out of the Miami field office, but the New York office, I'm very familiar with how they work. This is my agency, so I know exactly how they work. This was, a human trafficking 15 case. So,
Okay, so here's the question I have. So I want you to kind of walk me through. Okay, you were a case agent, right? And at what point do you pass it over to the U.S. Attorney's Office? And so how much of the work here is there like an agent or maybe a couple of agents doing versus, okay, this is when we definitely know this is in the U.S. Attorney's hands and they're making these plays. So you break it down from at least externally what we've seen.
So this is how I think. This is what I, speculate the investigation started to some degree. when Cassie first came out and said that she was being abused by him, etc., right? And they might have got tips and everything else like this from before, right? From the tip line or whatever. What I think more than likely happened was they started talking to a couple of people, going out, doing a couple knock and talks. Hey, this seems a little weird. You know, these women keep coming forward and complaining about, you know, nefarious sexual activity with Diddy from dating back from the 90s, whatever. This is a little weird. And at that point, you know, especially if you're dealing with someone high profile, after the second or third or fourth interview where you might have a good witness or two, you're going to the United States Attorney's Office early on, right? And you're saying, look, this is the target. This is who he is. This is what we think we can build, etc. We talked to these people, whatever. And I think in a case like this, they more than likely had the U.S. Attorney's Office ear early on. And, you know, I've always said this, the feds in the United States Attorney's Office, right? They like clout. They like the ability to prosecute high profile individuals. It's going to hit the news. It's going to be big, a big W for them, a big press release. So I'm assuming once they figured out who the guy was, right, Diddy, they probably were working with the United States Attorney's Office fairly early on this, is what I predict.
Okay.
Given the nature of who the individual was. And also keep in mind, there was a successful prosecution with R. Kelly prior to this. So then some of, if I'm not mistaken, some of the AUSAs that were on that case were also involved in this R. Kelly case.
All right. So
are involved in this Diddy case that were involved in the R. Kelly case. Sorry.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, right? And you mentioned your prediction, and I guess you could expound on your prediction for charges, and I would love to hear you explain that before. But in following up to that, I also want you to, you know, answer the question of, okay, if because you mentioned, you know, racketeering, and and usually when people are in a racket, it's more than one. It's just not a singular individual. And maybe I'm wrong, but do you believe that this indictment solely falls on Sean Diddy Combs, or maybe there are 3, 4, 5, 6, a dozen other people, maybe not charged with everything, but with kind of ancillary people who the prosecutors could try to dance along, maybe in a trial, to say, hey, these were the people that were doing his bidding, but he was making a call. What do you think?
Yeah, so the reason why they're going to have to use the racketeering statute, right, is because a lot of these crimes happened a long time ago, right? Like some of these crimes are beyond the statute of limitations. So in order for the prosecutors to kind of bring in some of those allegations that happened in the 90s or maybe even the 80s or early 2000s or whatever, they're going to need to go ahead and prove that he was committing these crimes for a period of time, right? Racketeering activity, right? And the criminal organization is ongoing, or the criminal enterprise is ongoing. So that is why they're going to have to do this under the auspice of RICO, so that they can go ahead and say, look, we're going to bring in all these other crimes, right, that were done decades ago, because he's been doing it for a while. So sex trafficking is considered a crime that falls under the RICO Act, right? There's drug trafficking, there's violence, witness intimidation, there's extortion, all these different types of crimes that they typically had there historically to go after organized crime like the mafia, whatever. As long as they can prove that he's still committing these crimes to some degree, they can bring in all those allegations from prior, but they need to do it under the RICO statute to be able to bring them in, so they get around the whole statute of limitations problem.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I spoke about that before too. Could you, so sex trafficking, and I've heard a few, us YouTubers on here, obviously 99.9, and you're obviously the 0.1% that has worked in law enforcement. We're either like ghetto lawyers, or we're going off like what we either know from either our experience dealing with the criminal justice system, or just kind of like looking at these things a lot. Could you explain sex trafficking? Because I've heard, like, for example, like Whack 100 said, yo,
child, I don't care. Child, he trying to prolong it. I'm telling you, he is. But Myron is good. Myron is good to listen to for this, because he knows, in my opinion. Devon said Diddy should have left the country once that Cassie incident happened. I'm surprised he didn't, but I guess he thought that he was going to get away with it. I guess he just didn't see Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly. Now, it would be interesting to see if other people go down with him, because, again, just like with R. Kelly, he didn't do it by himself. Honestly, with Weinstein, I just don't see him doing it by himself, but, whatever. They just want to go after the big fish. Just Susie, Diddy's been arrested, child. Diddy has been arrested tonight. We try and see the perp walk. We try and see the mug shot. We try and find out what's up. I guess not till tomorrow. And who said that tomorrow there's a press conference? Paul, thank you so much. Tomorrow there's a press conference, 11:30 a.m. Well, guess I better go ahead and set the stream up, child, because we'll be here doing it. Look at God. I'm already off work. Look at that. Look at that. Shout out to Jalen, man of truth. I see you, hun. Thank you so much for stopping by. Cooley said Myron is good and versatile at this. I agree. He good for something. See, this is something he good for, child. Thank you so much, Cooley. He said, Auntie, are you looking forward to lead attorney? What's that mean? You mean he's is he doing this? Because AV is doing it now, so I'm assuming lead attorney's not going to do it. I don't really watch his stuff anymore because it's so much. It's like I get lost in there. I don't have time to be watching too many other people's streams. I gotta do my own stuff, honestly. But good luck to him. AV over there, she doing a damn thing right now. Yeah, somebody said that earlier that there might be an Epstein situation. We ain't saying we know nothing. We just saying allegedly there could be some concerns. We just leave it at that. Yo, so what's going to be the bigger thing that people are going to be talking about now? Is it Trump or is it Diddy? Is it Trump or is it Diddy that they'll be talking about now? Shout out to Ryan James. If I had known that I would need one, but I said water. I still got water here. Shout out to your excellent sir with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you did get a membership, please make sure you thank your excellent sir. Always here, always support me. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Villainous News, the lead attorney, 6-hour live for 10 minutes worth of information. Yeah, there's really nothing else to talk about. That's why it's interesting to hear from Myron, because he knows it from the Homeland Security side. Like right now, everybody knows what they know, which is like academics is doing what I'm doing, seeing if there's any updates on Google. But he'd been arrested in New York. He was going to be arrested tomorrow. We need to know the reason why he was arrested today as opposed to tomorrow. And then news conference is tomorrow at 11:30. And it's for allegedly RICO and X trafficking. Oh, Lord. Is this new? Oh, no, that's from last year. No, you remember this one with the 17-year-old? 17 at that time, this was no time soon. 17 at that time was considered to be of age, but they don't want to put that information out. She was in a bar in whatever her state was, which I feel like was like Michigan or something like that. And then she allegedly was raped in the bathroom with somebody who said when they was done, you want to go see Diddy? And she said, yeah. Like, come on now, please stop this stuff. Just out here just saying any old thing. But like I think Thanos was right, said earlier, it's about more than just these biatches, right? Yeah, he dealing with the biatches and allegedly he's dealing with a lot of other people. But if he's sitting up here intimidating people and stealing stuff and doing all these other things, including DRUG, then yeah, that's gonna be an issue. You know what, Paul? Diddy will capture the news. The media wants to bury the story about Trump. I agree. When we were talking about this earlier, I'm like, I feel like I don't know anything that's going on with this because it's not being talked about like it was the first damn time. This time it's like, oh yeah, that happened. It was like it's not a big deal. Now all of a sudden, what if this was done on purpose? Now all of a sudden, here we come after all this time on this particular evening, and they don't know why he was taken today and not tomorrow. To get Trump out of the headlines, maybe? You never know. Yeah, that's that girl. That was that girl sitting on the lap. And then she came and got into the studio and then, got raped again. It's too much. It's too much. Thanos is right, said, do you think Big Tiff is nervous? She need to be. She need to be. She probably thinking, yeah, they busy with Diddy, Trump, Young Thug, and whoever the hell else Myra named this a while ago. She should be nervous Fingers crossed. Not that I'm saying that I want her to be, anything to happen to her, but she do need to be arrested for sure. That's what our payoff is. That is definitely our payoff. Like everybody be saying, I just hope it's in the middle of a meeting because I know we're going to be there in that case, But yeah, y'all, honestly, let's hear a little bit more of Myron, because other than that, I think we got everything.
It's automatic human trafficking charge, and the feds will take that almost always. And the two biggest agencies that investigate human trafficking are Homeland Security Investigation, HSI, and the FBI.
Okay, also, what about this? In different states, there's different ages of consent.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So on a state level,
come on,
I believe, and we could Google it for New York age of consent
might be 17.
That is 17. Now that's statewide. Obviously, the national age of consent federally is 18. Could Diddy have an argument to say, well, she came here willingly and the age of consent in New York is 17?
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if his legal team doesn't try it. But they're gonna say, hey, federally it's 18. So we'll see what happens.
Wow, what a switch up. He Googled it just like we did when we went over it. It's 17 in New York. And actually, I think it was 16 where she was from because she was already in a speakeasy, if y'all recall. And now, because it's federal, it's like, oh, F that. It's 18. That's some bullshit. That's not me cutting for Diddy. All I'm saying is this is the crap that when you're doing wrong, you don't be thinking about. That's crazy.
He's predicted when it comes to these proceedings have always been correct. And I think you and him, you guys are like, it would be like a power couple. Pause. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But wait, she came from Michigan, you said, right?
Yes, she came from Detroit, Michigan.
16.
Consent. 16 in Michigan?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I was just looking to see what the age of consent is in Michigan. But sorry.
Look at us, B. Oh, come on now. Look at us. We be knowing. Look at us. We be knowing. I should be a reporter some damn where, y'all. We be knowing. Okay. Fresh and Fit is over here on their channel talking to academics, child.
Shooting. The club shooting that supposedly, the woman who was shot in the face and who believes that Diddy was the one who pulled the trigger, but New York state did not charge Diddy with that crime.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they blame it on Shine.
Yep.
That particular situation, we're hearing about the Tupac situation. We're hearing about maybe other and I had said this earlier, but I want to get your take on it. Remember the first person when they did the raid that was arrested, the only person that was, arrested, not detained, was supposedly the drug mule.
Oh, yeah. The white guy.
And we hear a lot of drugs. Do we see maybe some drug charges kind of mixed into it? It kind of gives it some color. Unfortunately, I'm not trying to just content this out, but just like it kind of makes it seem like, hey, it's not only sex trafficking, this is a drug-fueled environment. And then maybe you could add some violence in with,
they would do it to pad up the racketeering, right? So when you're hitting people with RICO, right? Like you have certain crimes in there that you want to show to establish that it's a criminal enterprise and they're committing crimes in furtherance of the organization, right? So, like I said, there's a couple different crimes that fall under the racketeering, right? Vehicle theft, extortion, murder, kidnapping, drug trafficking, etc. So what I
imagine a musician, a rapper at that, using drugs. That's crazy talk.
There to kind of pad that this is a component to the criminal organization, because some of these women that are victims, complained and said, oh yeah, I was under the influence of drugs, they were readily available to me, etc. So they can use that to kind of substantiate and prop up this RICO charge, because the reason why they're using the RICO is because the RICO allows them to bring in all these other cases in that might have been kind of fallen by the wayside due to statute of limitations. RICO allows them to bring it back in. It's kind of like the glue that holds everything together, if that makes sense.
Okay. Do you think that there will be any specific charges of, sexual assault?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, because the thing is that they've had this grand jury convened for a very long time. I remember reading about this originally, like almost 2 to 3 months ago, that they started doing these grand jury things. So that tells me the fact that they're indicting him now, that they got a lot of
unusual.
witnesses.
Like again, we have no idea about federal grand juries. It feels like they've presented this case for 2 months.
Okay, let me explain how grand jury works at the federal level. Give me one second. Hold on. So, because a lot of people, so the grand jury is nothing more than a group of your peers that sit in a room and deliberate on cases based on probable cause, right? So, not to be confused with a trial jury, right, where it's like, 12, 6 or 12, whatever that may be, right? 12 people. So a grand jury, right, the AUSA convene, and they typically serve for, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be, and they'll sit there, and the grand jury typically convenes once a week, depending on how busy the United States Attorney's Office is, how often they're indicting cases, whatever it may be. So what ends up happening is the AUSA comes in with their case agent, and the AUSA asks the case agent questions, right? And the case agent presents evidence to the case. Now, keep in mind, I want to make this very clear. It's just to establish probable cause, guys. Probable cause is not that high of a threshold, right? But like I said before, when you're indicting, the AUSA pretty much is ready to go to trial. So it's probable cause just to get the indictment, but obviously the AUSA is looking long-term to win a trial. So you go in there, and I've testified literally hundreds of times. You go in there, they sit you down, they swear you in, and they ask you questions, right? The AUSA asks you questions on the case, you explain the case, then they open it up for a Q&A for the grand jury to ask you questions. You answer any questions in there about the case, anything that wasn't clear. You walk out the grand jury room, you and the AUSA, you give them some time to deliberate, depending on how complex the case is, that will dictate how long it takes them to deliberate, and then you get something called a true bill of indictment after the fact. That true bill of indictment is filed with the clerk, and then you go ahead and you get an arrest warrant from the judge. And that's to answer your question that you mentioned before, hey, why did they pick him up tonight versus tomorrow? What I'm assuming is, since they had the grand jury convening, right, and they knew that he was going to be indicted today, I guarantee they had probably agents watching him the whole time, and they saw he was at the hotel lobby. They're like, bro, we got eyes on him. It's safe to do it. We technically have an arrest warrant for him now, and in the arrest warrant, if you look at any federal arrest warrant, it says at the bottom, you are hereby commanded to arrest XYZ, right? So if you got him in plain sight and it's easy, it's safe to effect the arrest, you kind of have to arrest him because you've been commanded by a magistrate judge now that you have that arrest warrant, or a district judge, depending on whatever it is. But regardless, you got an arrest warrant from the judge. So they probably had eyes on him the whole time. They saw he was in a hotel lobby. Arrest warrant was signed by the judge. They just picked him up right then and there. That's what I predict why they picked him up this evening.
So you're not.
All right, so let's not forget that academics has his own issues. Maybe that's why he asking all these questions. Remember that. Shout out to your excellent sir for another 10. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. He said, we've been on Tiff before she started loving on us while she stole from thousands of black families. The devil is a lie. No, she supports. She led her community. She loved her community, but I just found this article, which we didn't go over, about the dude where he was ordered to pay $100 million in an essay assault. Maybe that's one of the reasons as well. Y'all did hear this, right? Diddy ordered to pay $100 million in essay lawsuit. How are you gonna pay for his defense or whatever if he gotta give up all this money to this man? This man. Shout out to Ragnar. He said, I think your reason is true. They want to get Trump out of the news. There they go. It wasn't even a lot in the news to even begin with, So let me read this real quick, then I'm done. Yeah, the dude is in jail. What is this? We've never heard this person before. What is going on? A Michigan inmate who accused Diddy of DRUGing and essaying him at a party almost 30 years ago has been awarded a $100 million judgment against the rapper and record producer. Where they do that at? How that work? That sounds crazy. Over 30 years ago. Did they have it on video or something? Derek Lee Smith, 51. Won the multi-million-dollar judgment by default in Lenawee County Circuit Court. By default? You didn't show up, Puffy? During a virtual hearing on Monday after Combs' 54... So you failed to show up on a case for $100 million, child? Maybe he was over there talking to the RICO people in New York. An attorney for Combs said the rapper would move to have the judgment dismissed. Just file for bankruptcy. Trump does it all the time. This man, Smith, is a convicted felon and actual depredator. You don't know what that is. Who has been sentenced on 14 counts of essay and kidnapping over the 26. This is so stupid. This is stupid. So he in there for essay and kidnapping over the last 26 years, but all of a sudden, because he went and filed something against Diddy, Diddy didn't show up, probably because he thought it was stupid, even though he probably should have had fire his lawyer that didn't take care of it. Now he got to owe him $100 million. His resume now includes committing fraud on the courtroom from prison, as Mr. Combs has never heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit. Mr. Combs looks forward to having this judgment swiftly dismissed, the statement added. Oh, Lord have mercy. People just out here doing any old thing. Smith, who was sentenced to prison for 75 years on misconduct and kidnapping charges, filed complaints against Combs in June and August. He was given a temporary restraining order against Combs, who was the whole justice system looks like a damn joke. Shout out to Kelsita. It was thrown out today. He went to court in Detroit. I watched it live. Did he went to court today? Child, this is too much. This is too much. I clearly was not tuned in at all today. Okay. Plus, it just sounds stupid to begin with. Now, it's okay for me. No offense against anyone here, of course, because you know the trolls will come through soon enough. So it's okay for me to say that about this case and this man, but let it have been a woman. You need to support women. You're not right. You don't know. You blackmail identified. You blackmail identified. Y'all already know what it is. Combs, the founder of Bad Boy, one of the most influential producers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that was it anyway. All right, so it wasn't much. But Kelsita said it was thrown out today, and that takes care of that. There you go. Kelsita said no, his lawyer showed up the first time, or the first time or this time? Yeah, where is it? I can look it up real quick to see if it's anything worth looking. And, you know, it sounded silly to begin with. It don't make any sense. But now we've read the damn details. It definitely sounded silly. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I appreciate your help. This is crazy. So basically, y'all can't go in here and do and say anything, but you're supposed to believe all women. Gentlemen, believe all women. SYCBM, gentlemen, SYCBM, and don't forget it. And don't forget it. Good luck with these people, though. Let me see if there's any updates, child. Hold on. This is crazy. Oops. Diddy. The Root got something out. So no, there's nothing new. Ain't gonna be nothing new tonight, I don't think. Yeah, that would be awesome, Sauce. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, Saint in the Center. I haven't seen you come up my feed in a long time. Shout out to him. Everybody is on this, but that's cool. That's cool. What's going on with Fresh and Fit? I saw people talking about what's going on with them. And who's that white man with them? Who are these people?
One of the last things, and you tell me where you think this came from. Do you think this came from the U.S. Attorney's Office or the grand jury? But there was subpoenas sent out to Miami hotels that had to do with the whereabouts and also activity of not only Diddy, but 50 Cent's baby mama, Daphne Joy. Does that, number one, I want you to analyze that, but then second of all, does that make it almost seem like Daphne Joy might be either potentially a target or maybe she's someone?
First of all, we're going to go ahead and shout out to Kelsita. And we're going to shout out Pam Esquire Law because she's been doing the damn thing. She on Ernesto's ass. my God. Emergency hearing live. Derek Cardello Smith versus Puffy Combs. This is who they... Shit. This is who they gave $100 million. Let me rephrase. This is who they awarded $100 million to, child.
All right, no, yours is better now. All right. This is, it's from Mr. Cardello. All right. So, all right, and I would just ask if anybody's not an attorney on the case or a party that they remain muted with their camera off. So, Mr. Cardello Smith, we're getting a lot of feedback from the room that you're in, okay? So, what I'm going to probably do is mute you until you need to speak, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
Can I say my...
Oh, hold on. I'll go ahead and unmute. Can you unmute? Click unmute. Not work with MDOC. No.
Your Honor, let me add something if you don't mind. My name is...
Let me call the case first. Hold on. All right. So, Mr. Cardello Smith, I muted you, so now it won't let you no, there you go. Got it. This is in the matter of Derek Lee Cardello Smith versus Sean Combs, file number 2024-7362NO. So I have Mr. Hughes. Is it my understanding you filed an appearance on behalf of Mr. Cardello Smith today?
I filed it last Friday, Your Honor. It's a limited scope of appearance.
Child, this is half damn crazy, child. This is like the Mikes and Dalton. Shout out to Blade. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. He said, we've almost reached our goal for Michonne's transition surgery to remove her small... Oh, that's right. That's right. I got a small penis. My bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? A few more super chats and we can toss in a BBL. Let's do this, folks. I cannot. Blade. Shout out to Blade Daywalker. You ain't shit. Thank you so much, hon. I cannot. Y'all are crazy. I love it. This is the dude that won $100 million off of Diddy.
36421.
All right. And then, all right, so now I have a host of other people. I know that I do have David H. Fink and Nathan J. Fink appearing, and do I have, yes, David Berg as well, and Calder Burgum appearing on behalf of the defendant. So David H. Fink, your P number is 28235. Nathan J. Fink's P number is P75185. David A. Berg is P83696. And Calder A.L. Burgum is P87203. And Erica Wolf, I did get a notice that you have not yet been admitted to the Michigan bar, so I will not call you as...
All right, I'm not gonna be able to do this. This is worse than Dalton, y'all. This is worse than Dalton. Child. All right, it's after midnight EST. We'll be back here tomorrow for the 11:30. That's the plan. I got things to do tomorrow, but the plan is to be back here to do the 11:30 tomorrow so we can see if we got a Diddy sighting or something, okay? So notifications on, all right? Please go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't. Thank you so much to everyone that has donated, that came back for the second show. Diddy is arrested. Hopefully he gonna get out at some point tonight, only because, well, no, it's probably not till tomorrow if there's no hearing until tomorrow, but we'll see. I think it is EST, but I'll have it the time right for us when I do it in the morning, because I'm going to bed, y'all. All right, so I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. I will see you all in the next